I will definitely win by knockout. He will definitely fall. I know it will be tough, a tough fight, but it will be a tough fight for Dillian more than it will be for me. And it will be a loss on his record. That's it. I hope he stands and fights with me and doesn't run as his reputation suggests. I have absolutely no worries about ring rust because I am always in training. I feel I have about 10 years left in boxing, and during this time I will definitely become world heavyweight champion. I have no doubts. This is my fight, not his, and I do not care about Whyte or what he does well. I have seen his fight with Joshua where he was knocked out, and he will suffer a similar fate when he steps in with me. Make no mistake, I am coming to the UK to conquer. This fight will assist me in getting a world title shot. I want to fight with Wilder. I know I can KO him, and I will KO him if I get the fight with him. In my opinion, Joshua is the best of the current heavyweight champions. Of course, I want to fight him also. Those are the words of the Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius, speaking ahead of his fight with Dillian Whyte this weekend on the undercard of Anthony Joshua versus Carlos Takam. I like the confidence from Robert Helenius. I hope it's genuine confidence and he's not just selling the fight. Because if it's genuine confidence, then we might get fireworks against Dillian Whyte. I'm picking Dillian Whyte to win this fight, but would I be shocked if there was an upset? No, because Robert Helenius really can punch. If there's one thing Robert Helenius can do is hit very, very hard. Do not underestimate how hard this guy punches. Everything else about his game is not particularly impressive. He's stiff, relatively slow. He's not that technically gifted. He's defensively quite poor. His chin is not the best. His stamina is not the best. I mean, when he got knocked out by Johan Duopa a couple of fights back, it was as much from fatigue as it was from being hurt. I'm not saying he wasn't hurt. He was. But he seemed to fatigue very badly in that fight against Johan Duopa. You know, he threw a lot of shots to try and keep Duopa away from him. And when they didn't have the desired effect, he started getting a bit ragged, and then he was getting tagged and hurt, and then he was on the canvas. So will that be a similar situation here against Dillian Whyte? Will Helenius pace himself better this time, or will he try and go out and hurt Dillian Whyte early and maybe turn it into a firefight? Out of these two guys, I do believe that Helenius is the bigger puncher, but I think Dillian Whyte has got the better chin, and I think Dillian Whyte is the more versatile fighter all round. I think Dillian Whyte can fight on the inside, fight on the outside. He can come forward and attack you. He can go to the body. He can box on the back foot. I'm not saying he's an Andre Ward at all, but he has a fairly well-rounded skill set, Dillian Whyte. He's not a one-dimensional fighter. So, I give the edge to Dillian Whyte. I think it will be a tough fight if, again, Helenius really means what he says here in these quotes. I think it will be a tough fight for Dillian Whyte. I don't think it's going to be an easy knockover job at all. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Whyte get wobbled, maybe even dropped en route to winning the fight against Helenius. Will it go the distance? Will he manage to get Helenius out of there? I think it depends on how well Helenius paces himself. Helenius was also, there's one thing I do have to mention, which was disturbing, to be honest with you. Helenius was wobbled by a journeyman from the Bahamas called Sherman Williams. The guy's about 5'10", 5'11", and he was in terrible condition when he fought Helenius. I remember him hitting Helenius with a nice shot in that fight, and Helenius was on rubber legs. That's disturbing, right? Because if Sherman Williams is hurting him like that, you have to imagine if Dillian Whyte lands one of them overhand rights or them counter left hooks like he landed on Joshua, he'll be able to hurt Helenius in similar fashion. But I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting. That's all I'll say. It's going to be interesting. I'll probably say Dillian Whyte wins by late stoppage against Helenius in a pretty entertaining fight. Maybe around 9 rounds or something like that. 10 rounds, maybe Dillian Whyte will take it. Wouldn't be surprised if it went the distance. Wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset. But my prediction is going to be Dillian Whyte to win this fight by stoppage in 9 or 10 rounds. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are any of you guys picking Helenius for the upset? Do you think he can do it? Do you think he can knock Dillian Whyte out? Or do you think Dillian Whyte's going to win? And if so, how do you think he's going to win? How many rounds is it going to take him? Is he going to go the distance? Is he going to knock this guy out? Etc. Drop it all in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out.